Okay, so I think we can start the session now. Okay, guys. First of all, are you able to see the screen? Just confirm in a couple of minutes. Is it clear for all of you? Okay, so I think we can start. For the online guys, hope my voice is clear for you. Can you please confirm your online ones whether you are able to hear my voice clearly or not? So we can start the session now. Okay, fine. Okay. So before I start the demo for today, I would like to know one thing from you. In last class, we have seen demo, right? After seeing the demo, have you got the clarity of what is DevOps and why we are using DevOps? Okay, fine. So now in today's class, I'll ask you a question. The first question is, we have seen the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. If you remember, what is the first role and responsibility as a DevOps engineer? What we have seen in last class? In last class, we have seen one roles and responsibilities. The very first one. Can anyone tell me what is it? No. I'm asking the responsibilities part. Deployment not. It's not the deployment. Plan not. No. You were telling about the SDLC, but I am asking the roles and responsibilities part. Please. Software. Exactly. So while we are seeing the last class, I said one point very clearly. As a DevOps engineer, first of all, you need to know about architectures. It can be any kind of application you can develop. The main thing you need to have focus on the architecture part. I'll ask you a question. How many of you heard about the architectures? Have you ever heard about architecture first of all? Okay, fine. So we'll discuss about this one now. Guys, the class is going to be very interesting now. Why? Because whatever the stuff you are using currently, this I'm gonna tell you in the live example part. First of all, you are using WhatsApp application, right? How many of you use WhatsApp here? Almost all everyone. How many of you Instagram? All of you, right? And Facebook, YouTube, all of the applications we are using, right? But my question is, can you know how the applications are going to created as how the applications are going to work with each other? Do you know about the architecture of applications, how it is going to work internally? No, right? But still even we are using the application, but we don't know architecture of the application. Completely in today's class, we are going to discuss about the architectures. What we are going to discuss about? So guys, remember this class is going to be very, very important. Whether you are a developer or if you are a tester or if you are a database engineer or if you are a DevOps engineer, it doesn't matter. Everybody need to have the knowledge of software architectures. What is the concept for today? All of you loudly. What is the concept? Fine. So here I'm going to start the class for today. So the concept is going to be a bit interesting. So please do focus. And one more thing, no need to write the notes. You can keep the notes away. Okay. So I'm going to start this one. Sir, what is the concept of today? Software architectures. First of all, tell me, what do you mean by the architecture? Like, do you know about architecture first of all? Any some basic example? Have you ever heard about architecture? In where we are going to use architecture? So basically, architecture is nothing but a blueprint of what you are going to do, right? For example, I want to construct this building. All of you are in the building right now. So if someone constructed this building, means they have some architecture. Architecture means simply what we can call as blueprint. What we can call as? So while we are working in real time, if we want to create any kind of application, first of all, you need to create the software architecture. What we need to create? Fine. Sir, when we are talking about the types of software architectures, basically software architectures are classified into 4 types. How many types, sir? First one is one-tier architecture. Second one is going to be two-tier architecture. Let me give hyphen in the middle. First one is one tier. Second one is going to be two-tier architecture. Third one is going to be obviously three-tier architecture. So third one is going to be your 3. What is your final architecture then? N-tier. So guys, remember, wherever you go, it doesn't matter which company you work for, you definitely need to know about this architecture. Why? Because your applications are going to completely work on the architecture level. Which level, guys? So loudly. How many architectures we have, sir? 4 architectures. What are those? 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier, and N tier. Are these 4 architectures clear for all of you, first of all? I mean, like names of the architectures. Completely, we are not going into the architecture, first of all. Types of architectures are 4. 1, 2, 3, and N tier. Is the part clear for all of you, first of all? Everyone? Okay. Fine. Sir, when we talk about the architectures, for each architecture, we are going to have at least 3 layers. For each architecture, we have 3 layers. Here, layer can also be called as server. What is layer can also be called as? Server. To start the basic definition, have you ever heard about the name server? Okay. You heard about server, but tell me what exactly the meaning of server? Server means. Okay. So then still any answer from your end. What do you understand by the meaning called server? Collection of pages, storage, location. Okay. Request of data, building plan. Okay. Fine. Simply, I'll tell you one thing. Guys, the basic definition I'm telling for server means which is serves to the end user. Server means what? Which serves to end user. Who is end user here? We are end user. Who is the end user here? So server part, we are going to look it on a separate class, but now we are going to mainly focus on the architecture part. So tell me now, how many architectures do we have, sir? 4. What are those? 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier, and final one is? For each architecture, how many layers we have, sir? For 1 tier, we have 3 layers. For 2 tier, 3 layers. For 3 tier, and for N tier also we have. So that means architectures are 4, layers are 3. Okay, sir, you said about architectures. 4 types are there, and you said about there are 3 layers. What are these 3 different layers means? Here now I'm talking about layers. First layer is going to be called as web layer or web server. Remember, layer can also be called as server. Second one is going to be your app server. Third one is going to be your DB. Guys, remember, if you take any kind of exam, like any kind of application, it doesn't matter. That can be standalone application, that can be web application, or that can be client server application. Every application need to have how many layers here? 3 layers. Can you list out me what are those? Web server, app server, DB server. Okay, so before I proceed for the next point, first of all, have you taken your snacks, all of you? And lunch? Because seems everyone is like having a lot of hunger. Okay, so try to be responsive on the class. Why? Because if you give response, the class is going to be more interactive. I already said my way of teaching is going to be completely on interactive mode. Okay, how much you can interact with me, that much of depth I'll go for subject. So now tell me, how many layers we have, sir? 3 layers. What are those? Web server, app server, DB server. Are these 3 layers common for all of the 4 architectures? Yes. Okay, fine now. So now here, first of all, I am going to elaborate about each and every server. What is your server number 1, sir, here? So remember, I'll tell 4 points about web server. So this is going to be very, very important. Guys, this is not from DevOps point of view I'm telling. I am telling from the software point of view. You might be a developer, you might be a tester, that doesn't matter. Everybody in the software need to know about these servers, these 3 servers. What is your first server here? Web server, right? Sir, what does the web server means? Basically, it is called as presentation layer. Presentation, which layer we can call it as? Sir, what do you mean by the presentation? To show something. Correct or not? Web server is also called as presentation layer. The main purpose of using this server is to show the application. To show the application. Now tell me, what is the point number 1 of web server? It is called as presentation layer. Why we are using this application? That means to see any kind of application. To see any kind of application, which server we need to have, sir? Another name for web server? Okay, fine. So to show this lively, I'm going to take one application. All of you might know about this application. Have you ever heard about Book My Show application? What is Book My Show application going to do? Booking the, not only Book My Show, Instagram, everything, we can take any example. But for our comfortable, I'm going to take the Book My Show as the example. What is the example now? Sir, the moment if I type Book My Show in the browser, it is going to send something to me on my laptop. Like I'm able to see it, right? The moment if I click this URL, am I able to see this application now? Sir, if I am able to see the application, means currently I am on which layer? Web server. Correct or not? If there is no web server, can I able to see the application? No. Now tell me which layer is responsible or which server is responsible to show the application, guys? Is the point number 1 clear? Okay, fine. You said about this web server main purpose is to show the application. It is also called as presentation layer. But sir, here in this layer, it is the top layer of every application. Okay? It is the top layer for every application. Okay, fine. You said that it is top layer of every application. But my question is, in real time, what is going to place on this server? For example, if you talk about, have you ever heard about UA technologies? UA technologies. What is UA technology? Can anyone tell me? Okay, like tell me an example for UA. UA technologies. HTML, CSS, JS, Bootstrap. Everything is going to be comes under UA technology only, sir. Sir, in real time, who is going to work here? Means here, front-end developers will work. Which developer will work? Front-end developer. Of course, front-end developer we can also call as UI UX developer, sir. What is the other name for front-end developer? UI UX. So now, what these front-end developers are going to use? These front-end developers are going to use web technologies. What these are going to use? Can anyone tell me the example of web technologies? Example, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so on. Of course, we have some n number of web technologies. So we are not going to discuss about all of them. So my main thing is here, I want to tell you about the web server, first of all. So now if we go and see again, here I'm going to tell you one more time what exactly the meaning of web server. Sir, web server is also called as which layer, sir? Presentation layer. What is the main purpose of this server? To show the application. Without web server, can I able to see any application? No. And it is which layer, sir? Top layer of each and every application. That doesn't matter how many applications you take. For each application, what is your top layer? Web server. In real time, who are going to work on these? Front-end developers. What they will use? Web technologies. What are the example here? First of all, I said theory. And practical, am I showing the live application or not, sir? So here, currently you are on web server. How can you tell you are on web server? Means first thing, are you able to see the application here? If you are able to see the application, means currently you are on which server? Point number one. And in web server, who is going to work, sir, on real time? Front-end developers. What they will use? Web technologies. Example for web technologies. HTML, CSS, JS, and so on. Here you can see the code actually. It is completely HTML, CSS, JS code only. So now, in order to explain this concept very effective way, what I'm going to do is, whatever the stuff I said on the notes, everything now I'm going to write down a small paint. Okay. At the end of the class, you no need to write the notes actually. If you take one single picture from the pen, everything is going to cover there. Let's see how I'm going to create this one. For example, it is my server. What is the name of this server? Can anyone tell me what is the name of this server? Web server. So I'm going to give like this. First of all, I'll copy the other servers also. This is my web server. Second one, application. Third one is going to be your database. First of all, I have 3 servers, right? So now you tell me the nodes directly. Sir, what is the name of the server number 1? It is also called as which layer? Presentation. Which layer? Presentation layer. Sir, what is the main purpose of using this layer, sir? Main purpose is to show the application. So, which layer it is? Top layer or middle layer or bottom layer? It is always going to be in real time. Who is going to work here? Front end. What they are going to use? Web technologies. Example for web technologies: HTML, CSS, JS, and so on. Clear now? That means whatever content I wrote on the notes, again, each and every content in a small and effective manner, I write on the notes. Now tell me which one is easy to prefer, notes or the paint? Why? Because whatever the content I have given on the notes, right? Same content you can see it on the paint also. Of course, at the end of the class, I'm going to give both of them for you. No need to worry about this one. Okay. So before I proceed for the next topic, is web server clear for all of you guys? Everyone? So online, what about you? Is the web server clear for everyone in the class? Can you please confirm me on chat box there? All of you can ping the response there. Okay, seems it is clear for all of you. Yeah, that's great. That's great, guys. Thank you. Okay, sir, you said about the first server is called as web server. So web server main purpose is to show the application. So we use the web technologies, and HTML, CSS, JS are the some of the example for it. Now, what is your second server? Now we are going to discuss about something called as the most important server of all among three. What is the most important server, sir? Of course, you have 3 servers: web, app, and database. But the most important for all of them is app server. I'll tell you what exactly the meaning of application server. Sir, currently you are on which server, sir? Web server or app server, sir? How can you tell you are on web server? Because I can see the. Now I'll ask you a question. Just think and let me know the answer. What is the main purpose of using Book My Show? To show the application or to use the application? Using the application means I want to book the tickets or not, sir? Currently, I'm able to see the application. But what is my main intention behind opening this application? To book the. But currently, sir, have I booked the ticket here? Just I am only able to see the application. So whenever you want to use the application, web server will not provide you the usage. For that purpose, we need to go from web server to app server. How can we go from web server to app server? So we need not to take any kind of bike or rapido. Directly, if you give a single click, you can go from web server to. Sir, currently, if you go and see, I want to book a ticket for this Tiger 3. But currently I'm on which server? The moment if I provide some input, if I give a mouse click like this, am I able to book the tickets? Sir, if I am able to book the ticket, means I am seeing the application or using the application, sir? Which server is able to use the application, sir? That is the point. Okay. The main purpose of application server is to use the application. Web server is to show the application. But app server is to. So this app server, it is also called as. You can call it as business layer, or you can call it as logic layer. Anything is fine. Web server is presentation layer, right? So you can call the app server as business layer, or even though you can call it as. What is the main purpose of using the app server? To use the application. It is which layer, sir? Middle. You need to call it as middle layer. Which layer? Middle layer. In real time, who is going to work here means previously in web server. Which developer worked, sir? Now, here who is going to work? Backend developers. Backend developers. Sir, what backend developer will use? They will use programming languages. What they will use? Can anyone tell me what are the example of programming languages? First thing will come to your mind is always Java. Why? Because the most used programming language. Next, Python. Later, Go language is there, C is there, C++ is there, C#. Lot of things we have. Is the point clear? Now one more time. Sir, application server is also called as business layer, or you can call it as. What is the main purpose of using the application layer? To use the application. And it is which layer, sir? Middle layer. In real time, who is going to work here? Backend developers. What they are going to use? Programming language. Can anyone tell me the example? Java, Python, Go in. Now all of this data I am going to insert into the paint again. So now you tell me the process. I won't tell anything. I'll just write whatever you say. So now just tell me. First of all, enter it here. App server. It is also called as business or logic layer. Okay. So what is the main purpose of using this one, sir? To use the application. It is which layer? Middle layer. In real time, who is going to work here? Backend developers. And what they will use? Programming languages. Example, Java, Python, C, C++, .NET, React, n number of things we have. Okay. So is the application server clear for all of you now? First notes only I said you, sir. First topic only. But second topic, are you able to create on your own? So this is how our class are going to be. I'll tell the topic one only. Topic two, you can able to write notes on yourself. Why? Because I'm going to compare each and everything on a parallel way like this. Is the application server clear for all of you now? What about to online? Can you please confirm? Is the application layer clear for all of you? If it is clear, we can go for the next part. Yeah, seems online is having some good interaction. That's great, guys. Keep it up. Great. So great. So now everyone is comfortable with web server and app server. So are you comfortable with it now? I'll ask you a question which is not a part of your syllabus. The question is going to be, how many number of programming languages do we have? Can anyone give me the rough estimation? 4,000. It's too big. Somewhat similar. See, below 1,000 means 1, 2, 3 also below 1,000 only. Give me the exact figure. Exactly, correct. So the number of programming languages we are having as of now is 900 plus programming languages. How many? Basically, this is not going to be asked on your interview question, but I'm telling for your knowledge. Among those all, what is the mostly used programming language, guys? JavaScript, actually, not Java. Which one it is? JS. Is it clear now? So now you discussed about web server, you discussed about, there is one more server pending, right? Database server. So everyone will tell about database server. Why? Because since from our graduation days, we heard about the database, right? Can anyone tell me what is the exact meaning of database? My question is, first of all, forget about what is database. Why we need to use database, sir? Data you can store on your laptop also, na? But why? Why database only? In a in Excel also you can do organization, right? In Excel you can do organization. In YAML you can do organization. But why? Why only database? Secure. Of course, Excel also you can create some keys there to secure the data. You can encrypt the data also. Why database? Why not? Okay. So just try to understand why we need to use only database, sir, apart from all of this. Okay, so to store huge data, yes, correct. So basically, that's the exact point. Guys, remember, Excel will organize the data in structural format only. Of course, database also going to organize the same data. But the difference, what is the maximum capacity of our laptop? 1 terabyte. If not 2 terabyte. For example, if you are having some data of petabytes, gigabytes, then how you are going to organize? In that case, you are going to create very, very big servers. You are going to install database on them. So the main thing and the main reason why we are going to store data on database is 2 reasons. First of all, we can organize the data in structural format. Second thing is we can store the huge data. And that is also we can able to create the backups. What we can create? Backup. That is the main reason. Of course, there are some n number of factors, but I am telling the main reasons for your understanding. Is it clear for all of you now? Fine, sir. So now here I'm gonna tell about database server. Which server? Guys, you can call them as database server or you can call it as data server or even DB server also. It is called as which layer, guys? Data layer. Which layer? What is the main purpose of data layer? To store and retrieve data. See, lot of people will have a myth about this one. Database is not only to store the data. It is to store the data and to retrieve the both actions we need to perform on the database level. So it is the last layer for every it is the bottom layer for each and every application. It is which layer? Bottom layer. Sir, then in real time, who is going to work on this database server? Database admins. What they will use? Database languages. What they will use? Can anyone tell me what are the database examples we can use? SQL, MySQL, then Postgres, ArangoDB, MongoDB, Percona. We are having some n number of things. Of course, there are some n number of databases we can use, but these are the most commonly used database in the real-time point of view. Of course, MS SQL also there, but I am not writing. Why? Because we cannot write each and every database now. That is the reason. So now again coming to the point. Sir, what is your last server? Database server. It is also called as data layer. What is the main purpose? To store and retrieve the? It is which layer, guys? Bottom layer. In real time, who is going to work here? DB admins. What they will use, sir? Database languages. Example. SQL, MySQL, and everything. So now, can you tell me the notes here? Can you tell me? Okay, so now I'm going to write this one. Your last layer is going to be data layer, database layer. Anything is fine. No need to worry about that one. So what is the main purpose, sir? Sir, it is also called as data layer. What is the main purpose? Store and retrieve data. Okay. Next, here it is which layer, guys? Bottom layer. In real time, who is going to work here? DB admins. What they will use? And example. SQL, MySQL, Postgres, and so on. Of course, I am writing only these two. SQL, MySQL, Postgres, and so on we are having. Now if we go and see whatever the notes I said to you in the class, every notes are you seeing on the pane now? Each and every point we are covering our notes, sir. Fine. So now is the data layer clear for each and everyone here? Everyone? Fine. Okay, sir. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to recap each and every layer for 2 minutes. Why? Because we are going for the main concept. Till now I said only basic points for you. Okay. So coming to the software architectures, how many architectures we have, sir? 4 types. What are those? 1-tier architecture, 2-tier, 3-tier. Each and every architecture is going to have how many layers? Layer can also be called as server. So coming to the servers, what is your server number 1? What is the other name for web server? Presentation layer. What is the main purpose, sir? To show the application. It is which layer? Top layer. In real time, who is going to work here? Front-end developers. What they will use? Web technologies. Example, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, if I want to switch from web server to app server, I need to provide some input. You can provide input from keyboard or mouse. So in app server, you can call it as business layer or you can call it as, what is the main purpose of application layer? To use application. What is the layer, sir? Middle layer. So in real time, who is going to work here? Backend developers. What they will use? Programming language. Example, Java, Python, C. Last one is going to be your data layer. Database layer or data layer. It is also called as data layer. What is the main purpose, sir? Store and retrieve the data. It is which layer? That means if you reach to this layer, you cannot go forward. Again, you need to come back to second layer. And from second layer, you need to come back to first layer. In real time, who is going to work on this one, sir? DB admins. What they will use? Database languages. Example, SQL, MySQL, so on. Fine, sir. Now, whatever the stuff we have seen theoretical, right? First of all, I'll show this on some practical implementation. I'll just open the application. You are going to tell me currently we are on which layer. Okay. So first of all, here I'm going to type this one. Book My Show is the application name. What is the application name? Click on the Book My Show. Sir, if we go and see now here, what exactly happened, Wait. Are you able to see the application? Currently you are on which layer? Web server. How can you tell? Shows the application. If I want to go to app server, I need to provide some input. So I'm clicking on here. Am I able to book the tickets here? How can I able to book the tickets? Because I'm on the app server now. I'm using the application. Sir, are you seeing the data here? In Gachibowli, we have AMB movies. Here we have ticket for 710. And the price of the ticket is going to be 350 for platinum, 290 for gold, and for lounges 295. That means it is showing some information. This information come from which server? Is the connection clear for all of you now? Guys, if you take any application, that doesn't matter. Each and every application is going to work on the same pattern. For each and every application, how many layers we are going to have? 3 layers. What are those? Web server, app server, and is the point and is the picture clear for all of you now? Clear. Online, what about you? Can you please confirm, is the stuff clear till now for all of you? Web server, app server, and database. If it is clear, we can go for some other parts. So clear, yeah, great. Teja, Ravi, and Sai Nikhil, Harish, thanks for everyone for responding. Okay, sir, you said about the layers only. But what is today's concept? But till now we discussed about why we discussed about layer means why, because each and every architecture needs these 3 layers. So now completely I'm going to tell you about the architectures part. Which part? Coming to the architectures. What is your first architecture? 1-tier. So now here the main thing starts. Sir, with the help of 1-tier architecture, we can create applications called standalone applications. Which applications? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of standalone applications, sir? Any basic definition of standalone application? Why? Because all of us are using apps right daily. How many apps we are using in a day on an average? At least 5 to 6 apps. Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, and like some other. LinkedIn. If you are good at searching the jobs, you can use LinkedIn. Forget about all of them. Each and every application is going to have different architecture. So currently we are on which architecture? One tier. In one tier architecture, what kind of applications we can able to develop? That is what I'm going to tell you. Sir, standalone application means I'll tell you. For example, I'm taking. I create the application. Okay. That application can be able to work on my local laptop. Okay. That application can able to work on my local laptop without internet connection. Without. That is what I can call as standalone application. What we can call as standalone applications are the kind of application which will work without internet help. And all the three layers, presentation layer, application layer, database layer, every layer is going to present on my laptop only. So the point number one about this one tier architecture, standalone application means these apps will work without internet. Without, that means it will work on our local system only, basically. And all three layers will be on local. Local means on our laptop. Sir, what are the two important points of standalone application? First of all, this application will work without, and all three layers will be on. All three layers means, so web server, app server, database server. Now, can anyone tell me the best example for standalone application? Calculator. Okay. Then still, notepad, laptop. Laptop is not application. Okay. So I'll tell the best example. All of you know VLC media player. VLC. What is the main purpose of using VLC media player, sir? To play the songs, videos, everything. For example, let's consider VLC media player is the application. First of all, do you believe that one? This is the best example for the standalone application. Why? Because if you see, sir, VLC media player is working on my laptop, correct? Currently, are you able to see the application? If I'm able to see the application means which layer it is? Web server. Sir, I want to play the song. That means I want to use the application. If you click on media, if you click on open file, am I able to use the application here? That means I'm on which layer now? App layer. Sir, I want to play a song. Song is going to be on my database only, right? Database also on my local. If I go here, open file, and if I open any video, is the video playing? That means my application is working fine or not. Now, if you compare the factors, what is the factor number one? Is VLC media player working without internet or not, sir? And each and every layer will be on local or not, sir? So this is the best example for the standalone application. Which application? Standalone application. So again, one more time. What is your architecture number one, guys? One tier architecture. In the one tier architecture, what kind of applications we can develop? Standalone. So standalone applications is going to work without, and all the three layers will be on. What is the best example? How VLC means? Again, practical, I'll explain one more time. First of all, this laptop, this laptop is having VLC media player application. If I open the application, am I able to see it? Seeing means which server? I want to play a song. That means I want to use it. If I go to media, if I click on open file, am I able to use the application? That means which server? I am getting the data. Where the data is getting from? That means everything is on my local laptop or not, sir? This is the best example for the standalone application. Now, is the standalone application clear for all of you guys? Which type of architectures we are going to use for standalone applications? Which one? One tier. So, but sir, we are not using standalone applications. We are not using. I'll tell you the main disadvantage. Sir, for example, you want to use the WhatsApp application. You want to use the WhatsApp application, but WhatsApp application will able to work on your laptop only. For example, if you want to go to Chennai, you will take laptop for WhatsApp. If you want to go to movie, but you want to use WhatsApp there, are you going to take laptop there? Then this is the waste method or not, sir? Initial days, not now, initial days, everyone rely on the standalone application only. But when the technology grows, we started migrating from the standalone application to two-tier architecture. Which one? Sir, in two-tier architecture, what kind of application we are going to develop means? Can anyone tell me the example for two-tier architecture? What kind of applications we are going to develop? Client-server application. Which one? Sir, it is going to be opposite for the one-tier architecture. In one-tier architecture, all three layers will be on local, correct? And second thing is, this app will work without. But a two-tier architecture is not like that, sir. These definitely need to have the internet. Okay? This app will work only with the help of internet. Without internet, can we able to work with two client-server application? No. This app will work with internet only. With internet. That means without internet, can you able to use the standalone client-server application, sir? No. And one more thing, here all the three layers will not be on same place. All the three layers will be not be on. So presentation layer, presentation and application. That means simply you can call as web and app. In order to make it very clear, web and app server will be on local. That means will be on laptop only. But database will be on, DB server will be on where? Internet, sir. That means, for example, if I want to use the application, like I can take the VLC media player as example and I can tell you the same pattern. Sir, previously, if you want to use the VLC media player, every layer will be on my local or not, sir? That is standalone. Again, VLC media player example I will tell. Okay, for the client server. For example, if I create the VLC media player on two-tier architecture, application layer and presentation, that means web server and app server will be on my local. But if I want to play any song, if I want to play any video, I need to connect to my database. But unfortunately, my database this time is going to host on internet. Where it is going to paste on? So by using this two-tier architecture, we can use this kind of applications. Now tell me, by using two-tier architecture, what kind of application we can develop? Client-server application. Here, this app is going to work with internet. Without internet, can we able to work on one tier? One tier. But in two-tier, no. In one tier, all the three layers will be on local laptop only. But in two-tier architecture, which layers are on local? Web and app. Database is going to be on internet. Of course, you can ask me the example. Sir, what is the example for this two-tier means? Best example is banking applications. Which applications? I'm not talking about net banking here, guys. There is a difference. Here, I'm not talking about the net banking. I'm talking about only banking application. Have you ever visited to bank anytime? Whenever you go to bank, there are some applications which is going to install on their laptop only. We cannot use the applications. At that time, application server and web server will be on their local. But if they want to perform any operation, they want to get data from database. That means they need to connect to internet only. So whenever you go to the bank, they'll tell server down, right? That means they must need to connect to server. What they need to connect? So those kind of applications are going to be your client server application. Which application? Sir, in client server application, without internet, can we able to work? No. And which layers will be on our local? Web and app. And database will be on? Best example, banking. Not net banking, I'm talking about banking application only. Is the point number 2 clear for all of you now? Everyone. Online, what about you? Is the two-tier architecture explanation clear for all of you? Can you please confirm in the chat once? I would like to get response from all of you online. Yes, so the online response is too good actually. Highly appreciate from all of you guys who are responding. Great. Okay, sir, fine. You said about this now. So now if I want to show this on diagrammatical format, let's go for the paint here and I'll show you how to remember this on the paint format. For example, first of all, here I'm taking one square brace here, red color. Sir, red color means one tier. In one tier, all the three layers will be on same place or not, sir? That's it. But it is one tier architecture. Which one? For one tier, I'm using red color. Which color? After that, I want to use two tier. For two tier, I'm gonna take the blue color here now. So two tier architecture, I'm gonna use blue. And I'm gonna use the green color here for three tier architecture. Why? Because it is going to give some clarity for you. So now tell me how to draw the two tier architecture in the paint here. Now which server I need to mark separately? Here. Web server and app server I need to mark separately. And database server is going to be separate. Point clear now? So one tier architecture done, two tier architecture also. Then finally what we are left with? Three tier architecture. Guys, currently every organization is using the three tier architecture only. Which architecture? Why? Because two tier architecture will have some limitations, sir. Will have some. What is the limitation? You know, in two tier architecture, your application need to install on your local laptop. Why? Because where you are accessing the apps, like app server there on your local laptop. That means, for example, I have my application called WhatsApp. It's on my local laptop. Unfortunately, I don't have laptop with me. I go to some other place, but I want to use the application. How can I use it, sir? Laptop need to be have with me or not. In order to avoid this disadvantage, we are using the web applications. Which applications? With the help of three tier architecture, we can create the web applications. Which application? What is the meaning of web application? You know, without downloading the application, you can use the application from internet. The best part about this one is no need to install application. We can use it from internet. Where we can use it from? But sir, for one tier and two tier, for these two architectures, application need to be on local or not, sir? But for this three tier, do we need application on our local? No. Fine. So now what I'm going to do is here, sir, here web server is different. App server is on different. Database server is going to be on. That means all three layers will be separated. Will be what? Application server different, database server different, and web server is also going to be different. What is the best example? Tell me any applications which you can use from internet without downloading. Can we use WhatsApp? WhatsApp web. Can we use Instagram? Can we use Facebook? Can I use LinkedIn? What not? Everything we can use, right? So remember, currently in this modern era, every company is trying to design the web applications only. That means the best factor about the web application means application need not to be installed on your local server. Application need not to be installed on your. That means you are on some remote location. You don't have laptop, but you have internet connection. With the help of internet connection, can we able to use the application from anywhere? Now compare this web application with client server application and standalone application. Which one is better and why? Loudly, all of you. Which one is better? Web. Why web, sir? Because client server and standalone application need to download the application on local laptop. But in web application need not to be on local, right? You can use it anywhere from internet. So this is the reason why we are using the 3-tier architecture. Guys, remember, whenever you go for every company, 99.99 applications will be preferred on 3-tier architecture only. Which architecture? That's what lively you are going to implement on our classes, sir. Whatever we say, that's what you are going to implement on your classes. Now coming to this diagram, so here green color I'm going to take it now. So in 3-tier architecture, web server is separate. Second one, app server is going to be, and third one, database server is going to be. Clear now? So this is the complete class what we have discussed today. Now what you are going to do, first of all, take a picture of that notes, all of you. Why? Because instead of writing notes, you can get everything from that picture. Of course, I'll give you the notes, but try to take the picture. Is it clear, sir? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is quickly, I'm going to recap whatever the session we have discussed now. So now all of you need to be active and all of you need to interact, whatever other questions I'm going to ask. Can we start now? So try to be active for next 5 minutes. We can wrap everything now. So coming to the architecture, sir, how many architectures we have, sir? 4. What are those? 1-tier, 2-tier, 3-tier, and n-tier. For each architecture, how many layers we have? Layer can also be called as, what is the meaning of server? Which server to the end user? Then coming to the layers, what are the 3 layers we are having? Web server, app server, and database server. I'll try to explain the notes from here for your clarity. Sir, web server can also be called as presentation layer. What is the main purpose? To show the application. Which layer it is? Top layer. In real time, who is going to work here? Front-end developers. What they will use? Web technologies. Example, HTML, CSS, and so is the web server concept clear now? After web server, to which server you are going to interact, sir? It is also called as business layer or logic layer. What is the main purpose? To use the application. It is which layer, sir? Middle layer. Now in real time, who is going to work here? Back-end developers. What they will use? Programming. Example, Java, Python, C, and so on. Coming to the next one, data layer. You can call it as database layer, data layer. It is main purpose is to store and retrieve the data. Which layer it is, sir? Bottom layer. In real time, who's gonna work here? DB admins. And what they will use? Database languages. And what are the examples? SQL, MySQL, and so on. So these are the 3 different servers we're gonna use for each and every architecture. Now coming to the architecture number 1, what is your first architecture, guys? 1-tier. What kind of applications you can create? Standalone applications. So this application is going to work without internet. All 3 layers will be on. What is the example? VLC. But why we are not using standalone application? Because application will work on our local laptop only. It won't work other side of our laptop. For that purpose, we started using 2-tier architecture. 2-tier architecture also we can call as client server. This application required internet or not. And application layer, presentation will be on local, but database layer is going to be on internet. So what is the best example? Banking apps. Now third one, 3-tier architecture. With the help of 3-tier architecture, what kind of applications can we create? Web application. So we need to install the web application. No, why? Because this application you can access from anywhere if you have internet. That means compared to first one tier and two tier, is this one clear or not, sir? Why? Because it is very easy to access from anywhere you want. Coming to the example, what are the examples of these architectures? Simply you can call it everything. Why? Because if you take any application, even Rapido, Swiggy, Zomato, everything you can access from internet or not, sir? That means application no need to have download to your local. If it is on your local, you can use it. If the application is not also on your local, you can able to. But what is the condition here? Internet is must. Without internet, can we able to use the application now? So this is about the three-tier architecture. So now only one question I'll ask you. Have you got the complete idea about three-tier architecture and type of architectures? Before coming to the class, you know some of the application, but you don't know how this application works internally, right? Now have you got the clarity about how the application is going to work internally? If I show you something about the application, can you be able to tell the architecture of it? Are you sure? Can you do it? Fine. So online, what about you? Is the concept clear for all of you? Can you please confirm? If it is clear, I'm gonna show live example for you now. Okay, give me a second. Currently, like I'll ask this question for you, sir. All of you know about Netflix application, right? Know it or not? So then, what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'll create a server. Okay, in this server, I'm gonna show you how to deploy the Netflix application. Don't worry about this process. Why? Because this process you don't know. In tomorrow's class, everything I'll explain from the scratch. But for today's class, whatever the demo we have done, right? That demo now I'm going to convert into the practical part. Which part? So now let's see how it is going to work. So first of all, I am creating a server. You can call it as EC2 instance. And don't worry about this process, guys. Okay. So forget about the process. Why? Because this is the process which I'm going to explain on tomorrow's session. Which session? But for now, just try to see the application, whether you are able to answer the question or not. In GitHub, Raham Sheikh. I already said in last class, if you want to use it, or if you want to deploy any kind of tool or any kind of application, we have all setups, right? This is my repository. This repository is completely free. You can use this repository whenever you want. So I'm going to Netflix. Are you able to see the script here, guys? Copy the script. I'm copying the script. Now the server got ready here. So now what I'll do, I'll try to connect to this server now. All of you have mobiles, right? Open your mobiles, all of you. I'll tell one IP address. If you type this IP address now, whatever the application I create on my server, within seconds you can able to access. Just see here what exactly I'm going to do now. I'm going to just run small script here. So now this script is directly going to deploy the Netflix application. Which application? So to access this application, what you are going to do, first of all, you need to type the public IP address. It is the IP address. You can get the IP address from here actually. All of you type this IP address. 13.233.124.46. So online for you also, I'm going to give this application like IP address on your chat box. You can take it from there. Okay, now, so if we go and see, guys, are you able to access the application there? If I type the same IP address here, I'll get the application, right? This application I'll compare with the real application. Now spot the differences. Of course, the background wallpaper is going to have some differences. So click Netflix, sign in. Guys, this is the application what we created with the help of small script. And the same application, you can see it here, right? What is the difference means? Some backend code. Here you are having some new images, but here I'm having some old images. Tell me how much time you have spent on it? Exactly 25 seconds maximum. How many seconds? Sir, within 25 seconds, if we ran a script, directly I can able to create the web server, and that web server is showing the live application or not, sir? Now you tell me, currently we are on which server? It is web server or app server? How can you tell it is web server? It shows the, if I try to log in, for example, here I am giving the username and password, Raham, and password is also I'm going to give it as Raham. So now in this code, I don't have backend. If I have backend, I'll go to the Netflix application. Here I have only front-end code, so I can able to access the web server only. Which server? So now tell me, is identifying the web server, app server, database server easy or difficult, sir? So this is how our classes are going to be. Completely, we are going to learn 100% automation, guys. In my class, whatever the content you are going to learn from day one, it is going to be completely automated way. Why? Because as a DevOps engineer, in real time, you want to automate each and every work. For automation, we are going to use n number of scripts. I am going to teach you how to automate each and every deployment and each and every setup in your real-time aspect. Sir, day one only, we started something practically or not, sir? Why? Because I explained you the concept. Parallelly, after explaining the concept, I shown you the practical stuff or not. So from day one only, I already said, from day one to day n, what are the classes we are going to listen? Every class will be on a practical mode only. Which mode? And coming to after this one, so how many projects I'm going to tell on this class, sir? Total 5 projects. How many? 5 projects. And daily I'm going to give the assignments, and weekly you are going to have the practical test also. For example, if I tell the concept, I'll give a small task for you. Okay, daily task will be there, and weekly you are going to learn the assignments as well. Apart from all of this, you are also going to troubleshooting skills. Are you seeing this one? For example, in your practice on your real time, while you are working on some server, if you get any kind of issue, how to read that issue and how to troubleshoot on that phone. Guys, this kind of stuff is not going to deliver easily, guys. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the troubleshooting part very, very easy for you. That means if you get any kind of issue on the practice, you are not going to ask anyone. You can able to troubleshoot the issue on your own. So these kind of things also I'm going to teach you on the class itself. And coming to the duration, what is the duration of this course? Almost it will take the 70 days, and daily 1.5 hours will be the class. And after that, you will have the lab timings from morning 8 to evening 8. So lab, you can attend from online and offline. So if you are online student, we are going to provide the Zoom link. But if you are offline, you can come from lab morning 8 to evening 6 p.m. Okay. So these are the lab timings what you can attend. Of course, you can stay till 8 also. That doesn't matter. But the only thing is you need to be very, very consistent. Why? Because this course is completely designed for the people up to the experience knowledge. For example, if you want to put some experience with this course, easily you can put the experience of 3 years. That means whatever the course and whatever the content I'm going to deliver, it's going to be very, very high end. And how many number of tools we are going to learn here? 13 tools. And I'm going to teach you DevOps, AWS, as well as Linux part. Apart from this career guidance, resume building, mock interviews, everything you are going to take from this course only. Is that point clear for all of you now? So now the only thing I want to ask you is how the demo for day 2. I'm not able to hear you. How's the class? Are you getting the clarity in the way of explanation and way of teaching the subject? Is everything clear for you? That's great. Okay, so now whatever the doubts and queries we are having, we got some time to discuss the doubts and queries. First of all, I'll ask you the offline guys. Any doubts or any queries from your end? First of all. If you are having any doubts, you can ask me. No need to hesitate. Like if you ask some doubt, I'm not going to alert you. Okay. If you have something really to ask, if you don't know, just try to ask me. Okay. So now I'll go to the online doubts for a few minutes. Just allow me for a few minutes. And you can listen to the doubts. Why? Because there you can get some valid points. Online, you can ask your doubts and queries, whatever you have in this part. So Nikhil, I'm gonna provide you the audio link. Why? Because currently this demos, right? After a couple of days, I'm gonna enable you to speak with me. Don't worry. Hope it is clear for you, Nikhil. So, like Manereddy, this entire architecture I'm going to explain on the Docker concept. We have something called as microservices. There I'm going to teach you the entire architecture. So completely as of now, entire architecture is pending. Why? Because it's some separate concept, which I'm going to teach you on the containers part. Hope it is clear for you, Manereddy. Sir, for understanding the content, it's fine, but it is too short. Yes, exactly. So in day one, we cannot complete all subject, right? Of course, if I want me to tell, I can tell each and everything. But you are beginners. First of all, you need to enter into the subject very slow manner. Okay. So slow by slow, I'm going to teach you everything. Don't worry about ending. What is the difference between operation team and maintenance team? See, operation team main work is to deployment, but the maintenance comes under support team actually, if you ask me, Srinikil. When is your next batch timings? Currently, it is not scheduled yet, Rohit. You need to wait for at least 2 weeks from now to get the morning batch. So next, Janak Pandya. Do we have manual notes or books? And one more thing, guys, in this course, you are going to get two things. First of all, you will get the running notes. Okay. And second thing, you are also going to get the presentation. In last class, you see my presentation, right? For each and every topic, what I'm going to teach you on the class, I'm going to give the PPTs like this. I'll tell one small thing for you. For example, if I want to teach you a tool called Jenkins, I'm not going to use the direct manual. Okay. I have some presentation like this. If you go for project, so the main thing is, let's take Jenkins or Kubernetes. Anything is fine. So let me search for it. So this PDFs, what you are seeing here is complete on animated format. Why I have done animation means, instead of just seeing the manual notes, you won't get the much clarity. But if you see the figures as well as diagrams like this is going to connect the subject in very well. See, for example, if I want to tell what is continuous integration, so these pictures will come into your mind whenever you think about CI. And all of the data, whatever I want to teach you, is completely furnished on the PPT level. Okay. So this kind of PPTs also you are going to get in this course. So two things you will get, guys. First thing is you are going to get the live notes, which I'm writing on the class. Second thing is already I create some PPTs for you. That is also going to get for you. Troubleshooting is important in real time. Exactly, Venkatesh. That's what I'm going to mainly focus on. Sir, in Infinite Assemble, you didn't mention about the release step. So that release is the main thing which is going to connect both development team and operation team, which I'm going to discuss more about in your Jenkins topic, Vamsi Krishna. Hope it is clear. Sir, do I need to learn programming language for DevOps? I already said, if we have programming, that is going to be additional skill for you. But of course, if you don't have programming, that is also completely fine. You can manage. Why? Because a lot of my students who are working on companies now, they don't know about programming, but still they are working on company. Some companies might expect the programming skills for you, but it is not really that much of important. Definitely, Manerity, we are going to create a Telegram batch. Once your batch is finalized, right, we are going to create a Telegram group for all of you, and there you can discuss your doubts. Of course, along with you, I am also going to take a part of the charts there. So next, so lab session available after 6:30 p.m. Definitely, Andy, you can get the 6:30 p.m. also. Till 8, you can have the lab sessions. If you have some Python programming, it is going to be beneficial for you, Srinikil. And question for Swapnil Joshi. Sir, with the Maven only Java application, but in real time, yeah, for each and every programming, the build tool is going to differ as Swapnil. Don't worry. How the Maven works is the same way other build tools are going to work. But the thing is, only tool is going to be differ from one to another. Definitely, Rohit. Guys, it doesn't matter whether you are IT or non-IT. With this course, what I can guarantee you is, if you want to face the interview of 3 years of experience, guys, you can easily crack it. Why? Because this course is going to completely on analytical way. That means whatever the tools I'm going to teach you, that we are going to look into completely deep. For example, in my real time, whatever the tools we implemented, whatever the work we have done, and in which method we have done that work, same thing is completely going to teach on the classes only. That means if I teach the tool, if you are having some doubts and queries, we can discuss for the last 20 minutes. So the class is going to happen for the 1 hour 10 minutes, and last 20 minutes of daily session is going to be the completely interactive way. After 1 hour 10 minutes, I'll stop the teaching, and last 20 minutes, what are the doubts and queries? You can discuss me freely. Hope it is clear for you, Rohit. And in 3 tier, you told us relay is separated. Can you show it on real-time example how it gets separated? In my understanding, application works in server. Yes, Rohini. So this is what you are going to see on the very next class, Rohini. Don't worry about this one. So Rahul, for your full stack, you have some separate batch. Okay, please contact your admin for it. So once you enroll, so for example, if you enroll for this course, we are going to create the Google Classroom. So whatever the notes and whatever the PPTs and interview questions, resumes, everything I'm going to post on the Google Classroom only. You can get everything from there itself. So, Avin, basically, you cannot start your career as fresher. You need to tell that I have transformed my career from so-and-so DBA to DevOps. I'll guide you how to do this one. But the first thing is here, you need to mainly focus on learning the DevOps. So career transition and guidance, I'll take care of it. So no need to worry about that one, Avin. How many tools in DevOps needs to know? Guys, remember, DevOps has some thousands of tools. But for each and every stage, how many tools we need to learn? One is there. No. For each and every stage, we need to learn only one tool. And it is a Telegram. Like, are you able to see the link there, guys? Wait, like what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy this one. So if you want to join, so there is some Telegram batch actually. So Telegram group. So you can directly join here. So this link I'm going to provide you on the notes here. Just type this link, okay? You can take a picture for now and you can type it later. And syllabus copy as well as running notes, everything will be shared on there only. Okay, you can take it from there. Still online. If you are having any doubts or queries, you can ask. Yes, Andy, we are also going to learn AWS services here. So Ramya, for the demos, if you miss any session, you are going to get the videos of first 10 days. Later than if you want videos, you need to contact your admin. So he's going to provide you the more details. Hope it is clear for you, Ramya Shavani. Taking that link? Link? Expert. Okay, let's do one thing. Just go to your admin, Rajesh sir. He's going to be on the ground floor. You can take link from him directly. Okay. From that link, you can get the Google Classroom and notes, PDF, everything you can get from there itself. It's AWS DevOps. Abhay. How to learn troubleshooting? So Venkatesh, don't worry. I'm going to teach you the troubleshooting. To learn the troubleshooting, you need to wait for a few days. Okay. Why? Because we haven't started actual class. Na? So don't worry about that one. So classes will be from Monday to Saturday only, guys. Okay. For the first week, most probably we don't have class on Saturday. Only for the very first week. But after that, your class will be from Monday to Saturday. If there is any leave, I'll tell you a day before. For example, if I'm not feeling well or if I have some plans, I'll intimate you day before. Okay. You can check your Google Classroom if there is no class. Definitely, Darshan, you can use some of the tools and components. Satya, like here in this course, we are going to have only AWS part, Satya, not Azure. So today's link, you can get it from, like today's notes, you can get it from the Telegram directly. So first of all, go to the Telegram. Okay, after a half an hour, I'm going to upload notes to there. Okay, no need to worry about that one. So coming to the most in-demanded way, guys, and one more thing, I got the Telegram QR code. Give me a second. All of you open your mobiles, you can get the QR from there. Scan that QR, you can join on Telegram. And online, you too scan that QR, okay? You can join on Telegram directly. And there I'm going to upload the notes now. I haven't got your question, Darshan. Can you please ask one more time? Why? Because I'm getting a lot of messages here. Just expand your question one more time. So Balu, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start practical. Okay. So today we have seen some theoretical stuff, right? So tomorrow I'm going to show you the practical part of it. No, here ND we are going to cover how much of AWS required for DevOps only. Okay. We are not going to cover complete AWS. How much of AWS required for DevOps? That much part only we are going to cover ND. Hope it is clear for you. Okay. So finally, I hope everyone is fine now. For online, you can get it on the chat box online. You can check it on the chat box, or you can ping to your admin. So you have the admin number over the chat there. You can go to there and you can ping the admin directly. Let me give the admin number one more time. Give me a second. So Rajesh sir is going to be the admin for this batch. You can directly ask him for more details. So guys, this is the admin sir number. So what are the doubts and queries you are having, right? You can always contact your admin. So I'm gonna paste it on the chat box there. Please take it from there itself. So Neha, this batch is not for you, Neha. So you need to join on some separate faculty batch, okay? So please contact admin for more details, Neha. Yeah, tomorrow we are going to start EC2, Nikhil. EC2 topic. And after this course is done, right, you can get the placement support from Naresh Reddy also. No need to worry about this placement ending. Yes, Ramya, you can access the Zoom from other country also. Okay, then finally. So one more thing. So are we good for today? Is the demo good for all of you? Satisfied with the demo? Okay then. So let's meet on tomorrow's session with some new topic. Thank you. Thank you all of you. Have a great day.